Every day I see new wholesalers jump into real estate investing and wholesaling and get super excited to learn how to basically make a lot of money in a short period of time. But in just a couple weeks, they're typically done and moving on to the next thing. Either another side of real estate, whether it be Airbnb, flipping, being an agent, or just quitting real estate as a whole. Honestly, wholesaling isn't for everyone, so I'm not mad when people quit, but I do think a lot of people quit just a little too soon without being initially prepared for what they're getting into. So in this video, I'm gonna talk to you guys about why I believe most wholesalers fail. What's up, you guys? My name is Lillian Chukwueze, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. I drop multiple videos a week about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing. And all I ask is that you please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you get alerted when I drop the next video. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so first reason I believe wholesalers fail is because wholesaling is really not a get-rich scheme. Yes, you can get rich in a short amount of time. I would say a short amount of time is considered to be 1 to 3 years. I mean, you can make 6, 7 figures. I would really say 6 figures in about a year or two wholesaling real estate. However, I think a lot of people get into it thinking like that is the standard. That may not necessarily be your standard. And honestly, yes, you can make 6 figures in a couple years, but it's not necessarily the standard. A lot of people get into wholesaling and make a lot of money in a short period of time, then they stop and they get complacent. And I think part of the reason why people quit is because they have unrealistic expectations. As I mentioned, you can make, a lot of money in a short period of time, but in most times it takes a little bit longer than you think to actually make a lot of money in wholesaling. You can hit it big and make, 15, 20, 30, 40,000 in your first couple of weeks in wholesaling. But at the same time, it may take you a couple months to do the same thing. Not everybody's journey is the same. I know me and my partner, we hit it big in the first couple of weeks and months of wholesaling and everything was great, but other people, it took a couple months. And sometimes even those who hit those big deals in the beginning may go dry like we did for a couple months after that. So everybody's journey is different, but I think a part of the reason why a lot of people fail is because they have this unrealistic expectation that they're just gonna jump into wholesaling, hit it big, and just be millionaires after that. And that's not necessarily the case. So just understand that it takes time and there's actually a process to wholesaling real estate effectively. And I actually made a video about how to wholesale real estate step by step. I'll link that somewhere up above and down below so you guys can check that out. Basically, there's 10 steps to get started wholesaling real estate. First, you need to set up your business entity. Next, you need to learn your market. Then you need to generate leads. Then you need to be able to calculate repairs and your offer price. Then you need to be able to make offers. And to be honest, if you want to skip all that, I also made another video of how to get your first wholesale check very, very fast within literally the first couple of days. But aside from that, the next step is to contract the house, open escrow, find a buyer, get an assignment contract, and then close and get paid. As I said, the video that I referred to, you can basically skip that whole acquisitions process and just work with another wholesaler and just do a JV deal. But those are just typical steps in order to start wholesaling real estate. So the next reason I believe that a lot of wholesalers fail is because they're not taking advantage of their downtime. So a lack of education is pretty much something that, every industry deals with, but it's in your best interest to educate yourself as much as possible. So it's not just about prospecting. You have to constantly be learning. You need to constantly be doing research. You need to constantly be listening to books or audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube videos. You need to constantly be filling your brain on the important information that you'll need to basically run a successful real estate business. And I have some books that I want to recommend to you guys. First being The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, one of my favorite real estate books. Next being The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, obviously if you're an agent. The next being Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and Building Wealth One House at a Time. Those are really good foundational books to be filling your brain with. A couple podcasts I want to recommend to you guys. Real Estate Disruptors by Steve Trang, The Mentor Podcast, which is really good, by Ron LeGrand. That teaches you all about different strategies other than wholesaling, which I think everybody needs to equip themselves, such as creative financing, subject to owner financing, lease options, things like that. Another podcast is Wholesaling Inc., obviously all about wholesaling, so definitely check those out. My favorite YouTube channels, Max Maxwell, Brian and Regboo, and Flipping Mastery TV with Jerry Norin. So these are just stepping stones or just basically foundational, sources of information that you guys can seek out to just basically fill your brain with as much information as possible to equip yourself, along this journey. Another reason why I believe that wholesalers fail is coming right off of how I'm saying that you need to fill your brain with information. I think a lot of people get stuck in analysis paralysis. Yes, you need to fill your brain with as much information as possible, but you also need to be taking more action than you are filling your brain. It's more important that you actually take the action and fail versus just constantly just not doing anything, but learning everything. It doesn't make anything, it doesn't really help you out with anything. You need to be able to take the information and directly apply it. So if you feel like you're overwhelming yourself with information, I would honestly recommend that you focus on taking more action. I personally like a healthy balance of a lot of information and taking a lot of action. So it's really up to you, but I really recommend that you take more action than you do, taking in all this information. So don't get stuck in the research phase, get started, pick a marketing channel and just start taking action and finding these homeowners that need to sell their properties fast. And I'm sure, as you guys know, there's so many different marketing methods that you can use, whether it be cold calling like I do, door knocking, direct mail, texting, RVMs, Facebook ads, TV, radio, billboards. I mean, it's endless. So you need to figure out what marketing channel works for you, take action and stick with it. And remember guys, you need to be able to also track your KPIs when you're doing these marketing. There's another video that I made, I'll link it up here and down below, all about some mistakes that wholesalers make. And I talk about KPIs, so you can learn a little bit more in that video as well. So the next reason why I feel that wholesalers fail is simply that they don't have any consistency, specifically with their marketing channel. I really believe that imperfect, consistent action is what gets you results over anything else. So if you're gonna pick a marketing channel, you need to stick with it for 6 to 12 months, be able to track it and your results and see how you can build from there. But the worst thing you can do is to stop marketing. It's really that simple. So you need to choose a marketing channel that you can sustain over a couple months to be able to try to get some results from this. That's what we did in my business. We started marketing, we were cold calling heavy for the first 6 months, got a couple deals, then fell flat on our face because we got complacent and we were traveling, doing this and a third. We were still putting our money to good use because we were going to seminars and everything like that, but our key core of marketing had stopped and really slowed down, to the point where we weren't getting the leads that we needed to get in order to convert them. So that is something that I think that pretty much puts a lot of wholesalers out of the business. So you definitely want to always be consistently marketing. And as you're marketing, obviously you got to be able to nurture your pipeline. They say it takes about 8 to 12 times of follow-up to actually convert a lead into a deal. So just keep that in mind, understand that expectation that you need to be able to constantly follow up with these people. And that's how you pretty much get deals and you stay in the game. Now, another reason why I feel as though wholesalers fail and drop out of the game is because they're constantly making excuses. There's so many reasons as to why you can't do something, but you need to start thinking about all the reasons as to why you can. So if you don't have a big marketing budget, then you need to figure out more creative ways to get in front of sellers, whether that be driving for dollars, whether that be door knocking, whether that be writing your own mail out. You know what I mean? You gotta be creative to be able to figure out what suits you and your situation best to be able to get in front of these homeowners and talk to more people. The more people that you talk to, the more chance you give yourself of getting a deal and getting multiple deals. You gotta be creative, guys. So you gotta be able to stop with the excuses, and if you're really focused on building your business, focus on all the things you can do versus all the things you can't do. Now, obviously the most important reason as to why wholesalers fail is because they simply give up. Now, I played basketball my whole life, so I like to compare business to sports. It's really simple for me to understand. So when it comes to real estate wholesaling or real estate investing in general, the more shots you take, the better chance you are giving yourself for those shots to go in. So you gotta really be okay with not being perfect and take those shots. And eventually, as time goes on, you'll get better at shooting and actually making those offers and getting those offers accepted. Now, when it comes to shooting and making offers and actually getting these offers accepted, this is something that I've been personally struggling with since I pretty much got into the business. And it's basically just closing sellers. You gotta be able to close sellers because you can do all the marketing you want, you can have all the information you want, but you definitely gotta be able to close sellers. So guys, don't sleep on that skill. Definitely train your brain and practice on closing sellers so you can basically close more deals and have a thriving real estate business. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Like the video if this actually helped you out, and hit the notification bell so you get alerted when I drop the next video. Obviously, I talk all about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing. So if any of those topics interest you, definitely hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next video. Stay safe and stay blessed.